Oh, friend. This is embarrassing, but I had an existential crisis about a hickey, and it taught me something about momentum. Now, the hickey is not as bad as it was the other day. I got sick directly after, and I couldn't make this video, but I had to make this video. So, something I have definitely noticed about myself, and maybe it's the ADHD, is my special talent for having an existential crisis over things that really do not deserve an existential crisis. I am a bit of an overthinker. So when I looked in the mirror after having a nice time with my husband and I saw that I had a hickey on my neck, I was like, like embarrassed and like it's not scarf season, so like, am I gonna go out of my house with this? Well, I got sick, so I didn't have to go out of my house anyway. But am I gonna video like this? Anyway, I made it a whole big deal. And then I thought, hey, you're 45. You've been married 22 years. Perhaps a hickey should be a badge of honor for you. Perhaps you should actually just be very thankful that your marriage is such that you have a hickey on your neck. And that just made me laugh, but it did reframe the situation for me because I am so thankful for my marriage. I really, really love my husband, and I mean, hickey be damned. I am really, really thankful to be in love and to have a happy sex life, etc. So while so many parts of my life feel super intense and heavy because I have 5 teens and young adults, they are dealing with a lot of heavy things themselves. We have developmental delays. We have mental health problems. We have all kinds of things. And then I'm trying to make my business work. So we have financial concerns. We have a lot of things going on. But the hickey, it made me think about momentum. It made me think about, well, what do I have going for me? So living at the beach gives me a lot of really good visual lessons. And so when I'm talking about momentum, what I'm thinking about is watching the waves. When I go walking on the beach, I watch the waves and they're gathering and gathering and gathering and gathering before the big event happens, which is the crash. And it really got me thinking about what things can I gather up to give myself momentum to keep me moving toward my goals and toward the life that I want to keep dreaming about and creating. One of those things for me is a happy marriage. It's one of the best gifts and the best things in my life that I have going for me. And so I want to count the things that I have going for me that can give me momentum to keep moving toward the things that I want to move toward. So, despite the fact that my very delightful children, who also have a lot of high needs in the mix, despite the fact that that is part of my reality that I need to deal with, that I want to deal with because I love them, and despite the fact that I feel often like, how are we going to make the ends meet here? I have something that is such a longing for so many people. And I don't want to take that for granted. I want to let that give me strength and keep my spirits up. Andrew and I genuinely love being married and we adore each other. And the older I get, the more I realize how rare that is and what a magnificent gift it is. Another positively massive thing that I have going for me at this stage of my life is that I live in Europe and I live at the beach. And guess what? That's true, and my life still feels like a mess, but maybe that's the point. When our lives still feel like a mess, there are plenty of things usually that can give us strength and help us keep moving forward. My art is something that gives me momentum, um, and just that I enjoy. I have my plants give me momentum, my silly dogs, who sometimes are a lot. Sometimes they're the thing that gives me momentum, and sometimes they're the things that drive me crazy. But my kids, they have a lot going on, but they don't have any large medical problems right now. Um, I have them. I have all of them, and they're alive. And I know that sounds a bit morbid, but not all of my friends are in that situation with all of their family members alive. And so I don't want to take it for granted. This whole discussion is just simply about not taking for granted the gifts that we have that can keep us from giving up. I do want to specifically talk about why living at the beach and why being in Europe helps my momentum and helps me be in a place where I can continue to create and be the person that I want to be and keep growing. And for me, part of it is just I'm surrounded by beauty. Beauty is like a native tongue for me. I don't know how else to say it. It's like a language for me. And so being surrounded by beauty really helps my spirit. Being surrounded by natural beauty, being surrounded by the beauty of a culture that is different than my home culture and that has different architecture and even the language, which is hard for me. All of those things are very enriching and stimulating in the best way for my mind and my spirit. So that's one reason that living in Europe is a gift. The beauty part, living at the beach. I mean, it's construction season. I don't know if you can hear that outside. So living at the beach, life's not always a beach at the beach. It's tourist season. It is construction season. It's a little overstimulating right now at this time, but most of the year here, I mean, I can go to the beach and I have almost the whole thing to myself, which is wild. I don't own the beach. It's not private property, but I can still access so much space here. Natural, beautiful space that's not overrun by people. And that's not only for special resort, whatever, like private beaches. I really don't know that I think that should be a thing. So, all of those things are specifically why living at the beach and living in Europe help me. It's given me just endless inspiration for my paintings, and painting is really life-giving for me. Making art is really life-giving for me. It also has given me endless visual images for continuing to keep going in my life, like this wave image. So I'm curious about you. What are the conditions in your life, in your environment, in your nervous system, fit of where you're living, in your family, that are doing the behind the scenes lifting for you so that your dreams don't fizzle and so that you don't give up And sometimes it's dreams, and sometimes it's like literally just you need the momentum to keep moving through a very intense stage of life. Both of those are equally valid. And um, there have definitely been times of my life where it's more survival rather than thriving. And I think that's honest. I think we need momentum for both. And so taking time to take notice of what those things might be is one intentional way of giving yourself momentum, and even thinking about how can you make space for the things and the relationships and the situations that buoy your spirit. I say that a lot here. I think a lot in terms of like, here I'm holding on to this flotation device during this really intense stage of age 45. And yeah, like what keeps you afloat? And how can you make more space for it? Even if it's just space in your mind, even if it's just taking the time to recognize, oh, I have some really cool things going for me. Um, I think that can change our perspective so much, and it can help us not despair. But also, how can you make like literal space for some of those things? I don't, for somebody who lives at the beach, I don't make as much and frequent space for walking on the beach as you would think that I would, since I have it so accessible to me. And I've had people unfollow me for saying that I still struggle while I live at the beach. But I think this is the human condition. I've heard a lot of people who live at the beach say, yeah, like my life has to go on. Even people who go on vacation and like need to get work done or whatever. Like you're not always on the beach when you live at the beach. We're not always utilizing the things that we can be utilizing. And it's not realistic to spend every second of your life just enjoying everything. I'm sorry. I would like to say that I enjoy every part of my life, but I just think that might be a little bit of BS. Um, I do want to increase my presence in the here and now instead of worrying about the future or worrying about the past. But like, it's not really, I don't think it has to be a goal to be like happy and enjoy every single part of your life. I mean, who enjoys taxes? Some parts of our lives we just have to do. But if we can make space for things that help us not despair and help us keep hope, that seems like a good idea. So there's a lot that we can't control in our lives, but the way that we perceive what's going on in our lives is something that we do have more control over. And what if intentional life design starts with our perspective? It starts with our mind and the way that we see this life that we've been given and what good things we actually have in that life. I want to do a little drawing here for you to illustrate how I do this exercise in my mind, how I think about really challenging things in my life and try and make the things that I have going for me, like living at the beach or having a happy marriage, how I make those things bigger in my mind and don't only focus on the really hard stuff. So, look at my awesome drawing. So, this is one way that I try to deal with my life, which sometimes feels like this. This is a dumpster. When my child had a psychotic break, it felt like this. I felt like my whole life was this. In fact, the dumpster fire during points of my life takes up the whole entire viewfinder. Now, the whole momentum discussion we've been having and the fact that there's actually a lot of good things in my life mean that my life also has other amazing things in it. Instead of having this part fill up the whole viewfinder of the way that you think about your life, maybe there's other good things that are going on in your life, like the sun is shining. This is a very, very nice grove of trees here. Maybe there's a little birdie in the trees. Also, this is me and my husband, and we love each other. This is going to be some really good hair. Not my favorite drawings I've ever done. Oh, wow. This is excellent. He's sort of askew. I'm wearing my tank top and what we like to call my Jasmine pants, which is actually what I'm wearing today. They're linen pants that sort of look like balloons. I never wear a bow in my hair, but I just felt like that was really important here. There's children that I love. They are age 15 to 20 at this time. There's the beach. There's the waves that remind me about momentum. There's really loud seagulls when I zoom out. And I can't really do that in this picture, like as much as I would like to. Imagine that this is much, much bigger and that there's much, much more interesting, beautiful things. And so maybe there's a trash can over here. This trash can is not on fire. But is that your whole life? Is that my whole life? You get the idea. When we only zoom in on the trash can of our current situation, we really do ourselves a disservice. And I've been there. I've been there where the whole viewfinder is the dumpster fire. Sometimes I want the whole viewfinder to be the heart eyes. And sometimes I want to see it all in perspective. I hope this helps you zoom out in your own life and see the hard thing as small in the whole of your life. I talk here about finding the beauty a lot, and my question for us is, what if part of what gives you momentum is figuring out what is actually beautiful in your life right now? Even if, like everyone, your life is a mixed bag, complicated conglomeration of a lot of things, good and bad, because that's what it means to be alive. So if you've got something going for you, tell me. I want to know what things in your life you have going for you that you could focus on to give you momentum, to help you keep going. And then I would love it if you come back tomorrow, because I'm going to talk about creating our own momentum and some strategies that I use to do that for myself. I'm Andy. I'm here to remind you to find the beauty wherever you can in your life, or just around you in your environment. If your life is a flaming dumpster fire like I drew. So I hope you come back and join me tomorrow. I would love to have you here.